What's going on, guys? Chunky back on my channel. If you had missed it, Star Wars Celebration was on last weekend, and with that they revealed a bunch of cool Star Wars shit. One of them was the Star Wars Episode 9 The Rise of Skywalker trailer, and another one was Star Wars Jedi The Fallen Order, the next big Star Wars game from developer Respawn. Now, they released an awesome trailer, so I thought, why not talk about it? Why not go through my favorite parts of the trailer, talk about any predictions, concerns, and aspirations that I have for this. It seems really awesome. Now, let's get the trailer out of the way. The trailer takes place after the events of Episode 3, after the events of Order 66, with the surviving Jedi. Oh my god, I've already forgotten his name. I'm terrible with names. I will include the character's name down below. He's played by that dude that plays the Joker in Gotham. I knew I'd seen him somewhere. Who is that actor's name? Below. So, this trailer was awesome for a couple reasons. Number one, I like the time period, I like the setting, and the game looks gorgeous as well. But firstly, the time period, it's a really interesting time for the Jedi because obviously we know they had survived in some capacity leading into the original trilogy. This is a huge world that Star Wars has built over decades, so it would stand to reason that there would be a few Jedi left over and possibly in hiding, maybe having ditched their weapons and powers and faith for a new life. We see this character, he's sort of hiding out, he sort of seems to be working in some sort of like steel factory or like some sort of like he's building a bridge. I like the scene there where that something goes wrong, the cable snaps, and he's sort of like, he gets himself safe, and then that worker's like falling into like what seems to be like a sarlacc pit or something, and then he sort of uses the force to catch him. And I like that because what it seems like is after he's found to be a force user, he basically just goes on the run. While we didn't get any official gameplay, the second half seems to be more based on the gameplay itself. It's not obviously set with the proper camera angles and stuff like that, but it does seem to be gameplay in some way. Especially some of the combat, that's definitely gameplay, and even the seems to be parkour sections where he sort of runs off the wall, jumps off. I'm hoping, I mean, this is going to be that third-person action-adventure game, but I'm also glad that it's also going to be a solely single-player dedicated title with no multiplayer or no microtransactions. Now that's sort of what I wanted. This trailer sort of gave me everything that I sort of wanted in 1313, which is like a third-person Uncharted style adventure, which is sort of going to fill in the gaps and fill in the lore, but in meaningful places. See, there is a difference. You can actually fill in the lore in meaningful places. I know a lot of the canon, like the books and some of the shows and stuff in the extended universe, has been wiped out with the acquisition with Disney acquiring the Star Wars license. But I think times like these, it's important to flesh out some underrated sections of the Star Wars universe. Rogue One was technically one of those examples. Whether you like the film or not, it actually sort of added to the canon and the series in a meaningful way that actually added context, not only the original films, but the world of Star Wars, and it just expanded the lore. Obviously, films like Solo are worse, or examples that aren't as important and therefore not as well executed as examples like Rogue One. This seems to be a good example of adding to the lore in all the right places and fleshing out maybe some interesting Jedi traditions. But I'm also thinking this is going to tell, we should probably give Respawn Entertainment the benefit of the doubt here that they can actually tell an interesting and engaging Star Wars story, and I think that it does need that solely single-player, narrative-driven experience to actually tell a proper story. But hey, it seems like that's what we're getting. I'd like to wrap up the video with some sort of confusion. Like I said, I like that this even exists in some capacity, but obviously with EA acquiring the Star Wars license for what seems like it was a 10-year deal, so EA are going to have the rights to Star Wars games for a decent amount of time. I like the fact that they are branching out and actually giving fans what they want, but with all the talk of actually offering games as a service from now on, and having cancelled previous single-player Star Wars experiences, it seems a bit of a contradiction, to say the least. It seems like now, alright, we've made our mistake, and now we're trying to rectify it as soon as possible. And at the same time, Visceral were making that EA were getting Visceral to make that third-person Uncharted style action adventure with Amy Hennig at the wheel as a writer, which is fantastic. It's a recipe for success. And they cancelled that. And then they changed something along the lines, I mean, 1313 was cancelled altogether, but that was a Lucasfilm going into Disney. That was something they didn't want to take with them. I understand that. But just wanting to offer games as a service doesn't seem like it even fits in this requirement to offer a single player experience now, when you've already said, hey, we want to make our games services going forward and not just one-off experiences, and now this is what we get. It seems like a bit of a contradiction, to say the least, but hey, maybe on some level someone out there did listen to the fans, even if it was a little too late. Hey, at least that's what we're getting. So I'm super pumped. I mean, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Between the Rise of Skywalker trailer and this trailer, I'm Star Wars'd out for the moment, but I'm also super pumped. So that is this year. It comes out, I think, the 15th of November. If I am wrong, I'll add it below. But yeah, that's it. So that's all I want to say, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video, leave a comment, subscribe most of all. Thank you for all your support. And if you want to keep up to date with all my future content, hit that bell button down below. This has been Junkie. Thanks for stopping by my world, and I'll see you soon. Take care.